Chancellor, whenever you're ready, bro. Whenever you're ready, bro.
Clink it more, please.
I mean,
Give it another clink.
Yes, clink it more.
because you know,
Let's transform this into an ASMR podcast.
it requires a bit more work, guys.
There was a lot of
Like,
work
yeah,
for just moving sugar
I was
around.
very focused on it.
Hey, welcome back to Kabsa. It's your boy Adam. What's happening? What's popping? Episode 243. I got that homie Chefs right next to me.
Yo,
I got number one in the building.
Hello.
Turks is still on his long-term vacation. Hopefully by
Sabbatical.
next week he'll be back.
but
Sabbatical, we call it.
But Turks is also here in soul and spirit because he clothes me.
Okay, all right. Explain to people that he gave you his clothes.
It's his jacket.
Turks literally give you the clothes off his back for you to
Yes,
survive.
That's a friend.
That's a friend.
That's a friend. That's a brother. That's a homie.
عسى
Well,
يملى
that's
عينك
all.
بس.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Well, it's actually quite comfy. Yes, I am.
That's not what he was asking, but it's all good.
Yeah, that was actually.
Yes, I said عسى يملى عينك.
Yes, very
Yes.
much so.
What's happening, boys?
Uh,
Awesomeness. Oh my god.
yes.
So much excitement.
I had a stunning realization.
What was it?
I used to be fat.
Oh no.
No.
Yes. That wasn't the realization.
Yeah, because we saw the
Yes,
pictures, you know.
yes. It's on record.
Mm.
The
You were
reali-
obese. You were
Yes.
not fat.
I used to be morbidly obese.
Yes.
That is what we call setup.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
thanks to the miracles of modern science,
Can I tell my story, goddammit?
you're no longer
Go ahead,
morbidly
sir.
obese.
So I had a realization and I said, hey, listen, number one, you've had injuries before. And like, yes, listen, number one, my thought process, yes. But when I recollected these injuries will all because I'm a fat ass.
Yes.
Explain.
We had one injury on this podcast that was recorded when I broke my hand to get the dindin.
Yes.
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 Yes, I ordered delivery and I was so excited. I tripped and gave myself a fracture. We have that on record.
Going
Okay.
after the food.
All right.
We have that on record.
Okay.
Mhm.
So,
That's the most recent one.
yes. In high school, I was running around and I fell on my ankle.
Oh.
And because I was so fat, the force of gravity and mass gave me a muscle tear because I fell on myself so hard.
Oh wow.
So you tried to do something that you should be doing.
I slipped.
Yeah, running. Okay, like normal children
Yes,
do.
but because I was obese
Mm.
and physics exists, I gave myself an injury.
All right. So
How long did that last?
why do you care?
I don't know. I just want
Why do
to
you
know how
care?
long he was impaired.
Long,
Like other than his usual.
Long
He's
impaired.
not,
enough.
he's not gonna remember.
long enough to be embarrassed about it years later.
Okay, and recollected the
Yes.
shame.
That none of these are the embarrassing ones.
Mm.
The embarrassing one happened when I was in middle school. As a fat ass,
Yeah.
what do you have for breakfast? Yes,
don't know.
Miranda.
What?
Miranda.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Wait, what? Okay, that's not real orange juice. You know that, right?
Sure.
It's called orange syrupy sugary drink.
It's orange, the color, so close enough.
Drink.
Okay.
So, listener number one, as a fat ass, was drinking Miranda for breakfast, as one does.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a glass bottle.
Oh,
OG.
okay.
All right.
Old school.
Yes. It slipped.
Okay.
It fell.
That's what happens.
Yes. On my footsies.
Oh no.
It broke it.
Yo.
Wait, your foot
Yeah,
or the glass
How
bottle?
did you fold? How'd you fold?
What do you mean?
Did it slip from your hand?
Yes, of course. it
Okay,
did.
I thought you slipped
No,
Okay.
it slipped from my hand.
and it just fell on your fat foot.
Yes.
And it broke.
It broke.
And exploded.
And this glass pieces.
Yo.
High fructose corn syrup and blood everywhere.
Oh wow.
But at least you got your sugars.
Yes.
You got your sugars.
But wait. Okay. How are you even allowed to have Miranda for breakfast?
There's something he said in the beginning you must have missed.
I was fat.
He was fat.
Okay, so that gives him license to fat.
Yes.
Okay.
Because he was fat.
Mm.
So that is my most embarrassing injury because I have stitches.
I've only seen one fat picture of you.
And that was enough.
It's the one.
It's the one.
It's the one that I
Yes, say it.
remind myself.
Own. You owned it. You reclaimed it.
No,
Mm.
I punish myself with it. I'm like, this is what could have gone. This is where you could have ended up.
Mm. With stitches.
Yes, I already did.
He still has the stitches.
I still
though.
have the stitches.
Well, listen, let me tell you this. If you ever say this boring story again, I'm gonna give you new stitches.
I believe you.
Thank you.
No, but it says something deeper, right? About
No,
his-
it doesn't. Yet,
No. It's about his.
No, it doesn't.
It says that I'm fat.
and it's an insight into his psyche as it evolved through the years, right?
After he got skinny, he realized when he was fat, it was a problem.
No, he realized that.
Is this what you're trying to tell
He
me?
realized that the only thing that hurt him was his fatness, right? So it was. And
Hurt people. You're trying to say.
exactly right. So it was even more a better reason for him to lose the fatness, right?
Well, also, there's another thing called being clumsy. That could have also been the
No,
reason.
but
The
that's-
fucking reason. That's why.
That's not the funny one.
Did you have butterfingers? What would you have?
I had buttery fingers.
Buttered fingers
Buttered
as well.
You know, because I used to have butter sandwiches.
Here's the thing. You were obese, but you were kind. It's better than being obese and an asshole.
I don't think that's.
I don't think you have an option
that's-
when you're
I don't
obese,
think
right?
that's
These people are gonna be mean
come
to
on,
you.
come on. See, y'all don't have enough kids in your family. That's
yeah,
why.
an obese asshole. You're just kind of defeating the purpose of being fat. You're supposed to be jolly and roly poly.
Yeah, not here.
Yeah.
Not here.
I've
bro.
never met a fat. I've never met a fat asshole. Honestly.
Oh no, really?
Yeah,
I think.
I think he needs new friends.
Yeah, I think you need to get out more.
fat who's an asshole.
Yes.
Yes.
All the fat people I've met were jolly.
Or maybe you.
Where
think
do you
they're
meet
jolly.
them?
I don't know. They're fat. Like you have to be close to them because they're so fat all the time.
Okay.
Has it been that long that you've been single? You're asking where to meet these
I'm
people.
just saying, like,
Do you need help?
Is there a specific subtype of fat people that are always jolly that he knows of? That we
They
need
meet
to-
once a week.
Exactly. Do they do
They have-
choir?
Behind the KFC.
They have a site for it called Only Fudge.
Oh, see, there we go. That's a happy activity.
He
No
just
wonder-
said, "Are you a choir?"
I'm just thinking, what do fat people do together? You know.
Eat.
So great story, guys.
Mm.
Shamsi has Balad Beast. You
I
just
mean,
got back.
Yes. Alhamdulillah, salam to me.
That's to me.
Honestly, I think it was a better experience than Soundstorm and XP because it was embedded. I think that was the good part about it. The fact that it's a real place. The fact that you
And I'm
have,
gonna go on the record and say I told you before. I'm gonna tell you again. You cannot compare those three together.
yeah, true.
There are different offerings.
But in terms of, I'm saying as an experience for you to go and enjoy a music event or
Mhm.
festival, if you want to call it that. The acts were different as well. My highlight was Wu-Tang, but that was honestly the main reason I was going.
That was actually the main reason everybody was going.
Yeah,
Yes.
great show, really, really great show. Honestly, that's the thing with Wu-Tang. You never know who's going to show up and who's not going to show up.
Because they're 90 people.
Because they're 90 people, right? Most of them showed up, except for Method Man. That was the one big miss for me, honestly.
Inspector Deck.
Yes, he was there.
Ghostface Killer.
Ghostface was there as well.
RZA.
RZA was there.
Jizza.
Yes,
Redman.
Redman. No, Redman. He's not official Wu-Tang.
He's
Yeah, he's not
Wu-Tang.
official Wu-Tang. Bro. He's affiliated with Wu-Tang. He's Wu family.
ODB.
He's no longer with us.
How was Triumph?
Amazing.
he's dead.
I mean, honestly, not just that. They did a couple of old school like hip hop hits. They did Biggie. They did Tupac. You know, and honestly, they know how to control a crowd. And the fact that I'm looking around the entire. They used the big the square stage for that, and you're looking at the square, and the entire square is filled up. You know, so that was the highlight for me. A couple of good locals were there as well. Baloo had a great show.
Baloo never disappoints.
Never disappoints, honestly. But it was fun. It was a fun experience, honestly.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I hope everybody had fun. The videos looked nice. Looked like everybody really enjoyed themselves. The main stage looked packed.
It was.
I didn't see it on the stages, but the
Friday,
main one
Friday,
was
Friday.
really
Honestly, yeah. It was only 2 days.
Yeah.
Last year, I think it was 3 days.
It was 3 days last
Yeah.
year.
So Thursday, usually it's slower compared to Fridays. Fridays it was filled, honestly. And the fun part was honestly the visuals. That's for me also another highlight, that you're walking around and you're seeing better in a different light, literally, because you have the lights on the buildings. You're accentuating a lot of different things. The visuals are customized to Jeddah, and like each building has its own style and vibe.
Little Beast does a good job of using lights.
And honestly, I felt like
It's actually so good that you actually don't notice most of it.
And Balad gave them a lot to work with, right? I know, you're walking around.
And Balad is even harder to work with compared to like Soundstorm or XP
because you're custom designing. So you're choosing.
And there's there's a building between two buildings.
And also they had the option of you like having the different VIP houses around Balad, like with the rooftop. So you're going up there and you're enjoying, and you have like it was in terms of an offering for me, it was a lot more compared to, let's say, the Soundstorm experience, or a lot more enjoyable, at least. Let's put it that way.
Told you, do not compare them.
They
don't compare at all.
I'm saying in terms of experience,
I think every single one of them has an offering, and each one of them you have something to enjoy. Because you had fun at XP, you had fun at Soundstorm, now you had fun at Balad, which means whatever was offered at those three, you enjoyed all of them. So there's no reason
to compare all of them. It's a different experience, though. It's different. Yeah,
but because you never get to say, well, I'm gonna skip XP and Soundstorm. I'm only gonna go to Balad. No, that's a totally different offering than what XP offers you and what Soundstorm offers you.
Also depends on the acts, right? Like for me, Wu-Tang, it depends on the acts that are coming. So Wu-Tang was, for me, someone I've always, as an act, I've always wanted to see for a long time. So
please, if there was a big main act, everyone still would have pulled up, because you're not only going for the act, you're going for the ambiance.
Jungle was also good. That was another big act.
Yeah, I saw that.
Karaoke was also good. That was another big act. But you had diversity in terms of options as well.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope everybody had fun and was safe. This year, all the Soundstorms, all the Middle East events, actually, it was nothing but good things said about
them. Like in terms of getting the logistics right and the operations of it, it was well oiled, obviously.
All right, number one. Oh, you already told us you're fat.
Yeah.
Yes.
How was your weekend?
Vibes and energy and all the good things.
Nice glasses, by the way.
Shamsi, shut the fuck up.
I like the glasses.
I was gonna wear my other one, but I forgot in the car. That's why I had to wear these. I usually don't wear these.
Yeah, but these are,
Of course, you don't see this because
they're
when I go
vibes.
out, when I wear these, you're not around.
Yeah, because you're driving the drop top.
Drop top.
Because that's the vibe I'm getting here.
No, son, I'm not driving the drop top.
Not yet. Not yet.
Nor will I ever.
Yeah, he showed me this car the other day, Rolls Royce. It's called, what was it called? The black. Come on. Come on. It's called the
Rose.
The Rose Noir. Okay, so it's a one-of-one customized car for this.
Is it black?
Black and
Red,
dark red.
maroonish.
Yes,
Why they call it noir then?
because that's French for black.
Yeah, because it's not black apparently.
La Rose. So
Rose.
the black rose. So it's themed after like a dying rose.
Oh, words.
It is fucking gorgeous. The specs of it, the details. It's like $35 million.
$35 million.
High five.
Yeah, like me and Chef is actually just exhaling.
No, it's
It was gorgeous.
I know you're talking about craftsmen crafting you a car around the concept. Okay, and with an owner that is very invested in the project, obviously, and giving them all these directions. Yo, listen, this is what it needs to be. This is what I want it to feel like.
You know what I call that? I call that my mother never loved me money.
No. That's called a work of art.
True, honestly.
He is buying a work of art. Look, I'm gonna tell you, when you sell me something with a story, I buy more into the story than into what you're trying to sell me.
And that's what he bought into. I'm just looking at this gorgeous piece of machinery.
It's gorgeous in every single way, but the way he's telling you, you see these triangles were painted a certain way to look like rose petals.
That's the interior.
And how the wood is like divided out. It's a gorgeous fucking car. People, you can find it on YouTube. You can just YouTube it.
Yeah.
And when the person is telling the story of how these lines came together and the reason for that. Like, for example, like my car is silver, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people do not like the silver color. But when I got it in silver, I got it for a certain reason because it looks like a certain thing.
Which is?
A Rolex watch. So how it's put together, and also the original color from the original manufacturer and so on. It's a heritage color. And so it comes into a full story when I purchase this car. So when I tell someone, oh, I have this. Oh, why is this? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has a story to it. It's not just another black car.
It's not just a product. It's more of a...
Exactly. That's why Rolex is so valuable. This is why Hermes is so valuable. Louis Vuitton. It's the story more than just the product.
Yeah, but you have a relationship with your things, yeah. You named your Camaro Rufus, for God's sake.
Because it was an orangish red Camaro, and Rufus is a red dog. There's a reason.
Yes.
Clever.
And my license plate was Kelp. So
Yes,
let's put that.
exactly.
Oh, so I actually
Remember?
I actually remember that. So see, he's being playful with it. Also, he loves his car because he is a car person.
I have the same love and affection for my
Food.
PCs.
Tell us more. Do you name them?
They're very expensive, and I do name them.
Okay. So
The current model is called Jessica.
that's very un-PC-like.
So when you go and you try to purchase a new PC, you look at the specs, right?
I look at what is the most expensive thing.
Okay, you're dumb.
What is the most expensive thing?
Okay, you're dumb.
What is the most PC that will make people look at say, oh wow.
You're a virgin.
Yes, exactly.
That's what you're looking for.
Exactly. I want them to look at it and say, yo, this guy has no life.
Yeah, that's all. No, but then again, you're missing out on the whole craftsman part.
I have an application that allows me to change the fans' colors.
I know, it's called IQ. I have that also.
Yes, I have. And
Yes, I have it.
Yeah.
Look at how happy
By
he
the way,
is.
it's a free download. But anyway, but never mind.
No, but see, he actually went and got it added. That's the point that you're missing here.
No, because it's a good watercolor. That's why.
Yom Ta'sis is coming. So
What, you gonna turn it all white?
no, green, of course.
Anyways, fascinating.
Well, I'm glad that y'all like your things that much.
So a lot of news happened. I'm done with the boring ass conversation. Do you want to start fighting, or do you want to start have a conversation?
Pour one out for the medical students. For they no longer have the ability to
Flex their medical
No, it's called
credentials on everybody else.
It's called Thmanyah.
Okay,
what's going
I
on?
will give you my point of view. So the Ministry of Health came out and put guidelines to what
Medical professionals.
people in the medical professional can have to wear or abide by.
Guidelines for, attire.
Uniforms.
Yeah,
Yes, these
basically.
colors don't run Adil.
Yes. Okay, wow. So when they put it out, as a person who worked in a hospital once in his career,
Mm-hmm.
I do kind of have some thoughts about this.
Please.
Okay.
So yes, I do agree that a lot of people who work in hospitals really push the envelope. In terms of like makeup or guys in Yeezys and trying to be nice and cool, pens, Cartier. Like there's a lot of things that we can get into.
Okay.
Louis Vuitton shoes. So
what are the guidelines now? Like they're
it's not. We'll get to the guidelines, right? What they were trying to restrict, that there was a lot of people who were pushing how they're supposed to look like in hospitals, either a tight lab coats or whatever the fuck it was. There's a lot of reasons. So the thing that I look at, having worked in that field before, is that yes, there are some employees who do that, but it's not the majority.
Yes.
The majority is actually the patients.
Okay.
Because you have patients who are coming in to visit relatives who are Mithlomeen, right? So a lot of them dress up to come visit these people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus you have Zwarat and stuff like that.
Exactly. So those people really come in wild,
Okay.
like wedding style wild,
But
in comparisons to people who work in the hospital. So the guidelines is basically tone everything down.
no, but it's the guidelines directed towards, again, people working in the medical profession.
Yes.
So not the people visiting hospitals.
No, of course not.
Yeah. So again, the idea is basically to have a uniform set of rules that works on everybody in the field, which makes sense to me, honestly. Like again, I'm not sure what the actual terms of the guidelines are, but saying we're using the example of a Thmanyah, for example, which is something that again, it's maybe been a joke, but you always see people walking around in malls and public places wearing scrubs, and okay, yeah, hey, I'm a doctor, look at me. So that's one part of it. Maybe another part of it is Aragotic, the wild colors, or
Yeah, but the ministry is
weird
talking about
shapes.
inside the hospital. It doesn't care what are you doing outside the hospital.
No.
No,
I
it's
think
part of it.
One of them is you
Don't-
can't wear scrubs outside hospital premises.
No, that I didn't read.
Yeah, or your lab.
نظام
coat.
عساكر basically.
Nizam Asakar, yes.
Yeah, that's another one. No, you are a medical professional, so you should be abiding by these guidelines while you're performing your work. Don't use your uniform outside of your work to basically gain any undue advantage.
Here's the thing.
Or not just that, it's just flexing or whatever else.
That's
you wanna
very
call
hard if I need to go to a bank
Yeah.
while I'm working.
Yeah, here's the thing.
it. Get a jacket or something. I don't know.
I think the point that a lot of people are making in defense of that, not going out of the hospital wearing scrubs, is that the majority of hospitals have what a person would need available on premises. Most hospitals have ATMs. Most hospitals have food and beverage options.
I need to
So
go renew my bank card.
again,
جدد أحوال.
again, the idea is that if you have a extended stay outside of the hospital, I think the rationale is you can afford to change if you're going to be out for a while. Again, I'm playing
Yeah,
devil's advocate.
Yeah,
here.
but it's very hard to control that.
Yeah, I think this is more just like a general guidelines like yo خلاص yo هدوا اللعبة شوي.
We set a guideline. It's up to y'all to follow it or not, and it's up to your employer to instruct those guidelines.
Yeah, it's
صح.
it's interesting that you can tell this has been on the books for a while because the term is used as masahiq. Like, yo, I didn't hear that term for a while.
Explain to people what that term is.
Makeup.
All right, that's it.
Very
Just say
old
it.
school. Yeah.
I know. Why are you telling us? Like, we know this, son.
So the regulations formulated by the ministry stipulate, this is from the Saudi Gazette, stipulated that the employee must be well dressed with a decent appearance and well suited to public etiquette, avoid wearing pajamas, shorts for men, or inappropriate clothes with offensive connotations or drawings.
Wait. What do you mean wear pajamas? Like, is that a thing? Do people wear pajamas when they're on
Pajama
call?
pants, I don't know. Is
Interesting.
that something you've experienced, Adil?
I have no idea. Why you?
As a
Why?
man in the hospital, I don't know, as well as refrain from strange hairstyles.
I'm not hanging around in the hospital.
They also they should also pay attention to personal hygiene. The regulations also stress adherence to an opaque head covering for women, not wearing tight, open, or short clothes, not wearing chains or slogans, not having excessive makeup. That's your point. Manicure, nails, and perfumes, and that the coat should be wide and long to the knee. And ministry directed that it is prohibited to wear official work clothes in public places. Yeah, that's the one I heard about. During breaks or outside working hours. And that the clothing must be modest and not transparent and must be worn throughout the work hours.
Outside of work,
Yeah,
outside of working hours, I can understand that.
because why would you?
Exactly. Why would
But
you?
breaks is he
But
had.
breaks, that's an issue.
Hey, and we're going to have lunch. Hey, yalla.
Bro, I'm not sitting. Okay, so if you're saying someone in a hospital, I understand, but someone in a clinic doesn't have any food court.
No, but this is where, like nowadays, you have jazz. You have options.
Is this a
where,
conspiracy for Jazz to make money?
I mean, or other alternate options.
But
give us insight, former fat man.
I might as well be a stock owner in Jahaz at this point.
Are you not?
And I could have been.
Yeah.
Could have been.
But it's interesting when you think about this law because back in the day, the epitome of openness and progressivism in the workplace was the hospital.
Yes.
Which is interesting because now when you think about hospitals and they say, oh, it's a mixed working environment, people are not wearing abayas, and you think, that was a big deal back in the day.
It was.
It really, really was. Like,
It rankled people differently.
Yes. A lot of people didn't want their families to work in hospitals.
it was the big thing back in the day. It was the social issue. Like, بنتك تشتغل في مستشفى.
Interesting. Speaking of back in the day, do you have anything to add before I move on?
No.
Thank God. حسيت ما عندك سالفة. So speaking of back in the day, this brings me to something very, very interesting. Let's discuss this, boys, so we can get out of here and go home. Actually, y'all can go home. Thmanyah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So
Whoa.
last week, before we started recording, things came out about Thmanyah, but it was still developing, so we didn't discuss on the podcast. But now it's been a week, and I would like to shed some of things that I understood and felt and talked about over the last couple of days.
Feel free.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for giving me my space. Appreciate y'all.
Expound, my man.
So
I have thoughts, but continue.
we all have thoughts, all right? But I have also questions, and this is questions for the podcast. So what happened with Thmanyah? Thmanyah announced their new
platform.
Is that a platform?
That's what they're calling it, Manassa.
Okay, sure.
digital platform for consuming their media or providing their media.
Yeah,
to-
basically a platform for content creation.
Yes, rebranding and
Arabic.
everything, and taking a new, different look. Since Thmanyah got acquired by SRMG, it's been like
a year,
almost the same, right?
which has been
It's been a year,
ago.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's been almost the same, right? You didn't see a major changes since SRMG came in, and now with this announcement, that's where you see the influence of what maybe Thmanyah and SRMG, why they came together.
Mm.
So in the process of all this announcement and happiness and look at us, what happened was there's a thing that Saudis like to do.
The screenshot, you mean?
Yes, it's when they go back into your Twitter timeline and they find out old shit they use that.
So dig up older, basically.
Exactly.
Mm.
So they dug up one of the hosts and they found out that he said negative things about Saudi, right?
Mm.
And it was like very negative.
Mm.
I mean, like with all due respect to Hatem, I saw his apology and everything, but saying I want to marry 4 Saudi wives, I shouldn't.
Yeah, a lot of it was like,
Whoa.
like
Okay.
it was gross.
It was gross, but at the same time, that was jokes back in the
Back
day.
in the day,
Okay.
that context is king, of course.
Exactly.
Mm.
So everyone attacked him. They asked for him to get fired. They asked for all this. Then they went to other employees of 2011 and they found out other things about them that they posted. Like one of them posted Ish. And then Kabsa said Ish
Tajriba Fashla or something like that.
there was another one, just discovered woman.
Wow. Okay.
So it was
So
still
stupid, offensive jokes.
exactly.
Okay.
But back in the day, people used to say that, right? So anyway, so that happened, and then a whole hashtag came out, and
It blew
Twitter
up.
and X, I keep forgetting,
Mm.
X went on fire, and everybody was sending it around. We poked a little bit of fun on our Insta story also. it was
Just a little bit.
just a bunch of jokes,
Yeah.
because we thought y'all go through a hard time, and we wanted to I wanted to be part of the
Yeah.
comment section. I just realized I could get y'all in trouble.
Mhm.
It was on me. Okay, I wanted to be part of the conversation. Why?
Mm.
Because I had a thought process when I was going through all this. So I was like, "Yo, Thmanyah, since you can reply, give it to me.
Mm.
I can reply on your
Let,
behalf.
let me speak
Let me speak
on your behalf.
Let me do the speaking."
Yeah.
So this is my thought. This is my
I know,
thought.
Adil speaks. Go ahead, my man.
Speakers.
I have a couple of questions. I don't know which one to give y'all first, but I want to take your opinion into all this because
Sure.
this is a discussion that was being had.
Take us through your train of thought.
One of them was, how far back do we stop when looking to someone's past?
I have thoughts. Here's the thing. Adil, I am 32.
لا يا شيخ.
25-year-old me was a dumbass. 20-year-old me should have been in jail.
Wow.
For obesity crimes? Anyway,
Yes.
sorry, keep going.
Here's the thing. Like, you have to be honest with yourself and admit that people change as they grow up.
Very true.
People develop. People are
Grow.
embarrassed by what they used to say back in the day, and they disavow what they said. And Twitter back in the day was wild. حتى في السعودية يعني.
Very true.
Like, I remember, I've been through the trenches. I remember the good old days.
The good old days.
I remember the good old days.
Yeah, when the battles used to happen.
I was blocked by so many people.
And no shits were given. No, but,
But that's what Twitter was back in the day.
True.
Twitter is where you go and you do some stupid
it
shit.
was that.
Yes.
Yeah, it was that space where everybody used to go at everybody.
But the question
else.
it still is, like, how far back do we go?
Honestly, I agree with his sentiment. I was also a dumbass at 25, and also probably should have been.
Currently.
Yeah,
Currently.
No, but
Currently.
even more. But dude, even more. Even
Yeah,
more.
going up.
Yeah, you remember that? Remember those days?
Still,
Just
Yeah.
now, you
I'm
mean?
living them.
Yeah.
I lived them today for the podcast.
We keep going though.
Anyway,
But yani, you do have to take into recognition that people do change and their thoughts change, and at some point in their lives they're gonna think some stupid shit, right? So
keep in mind, Hatem is not Saudi.
that's another part of the equation
Exactly.
here that people are gonna focus
Yeah,
on.
that's an exacerbating factor.
Yes, definitely. So for me, like if I'm at a stage in my life where 10 years has passed, or 7 years, let's say, even that for me is a huge amount of time, then maybe you should consider that I'm a different person at this point in time. Maybe I don't have those same thoughts. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's an arbitrary number, but I'm basing it off, hey, when I was 18 and I'm 25, there's a big difference there. When I'm 25, when I'm 32, there's a big difference there as well, you know?
But to play devil's advocate here, how much of a leeway should we give? Because ultimately, you say, oh, I was dumb back in the day. I can just easily make the argument.
You're still dumb.
You're still dumb, and you just learn to cover up your dumbness. And basically, you understand.
That's my next point.
Yeah, you understand that, okay, I can say this stuff now because this is the side where my bread gets buttered.
No, but keep in
Okay.
mind.
No, wait.
Okay.
Before we get to that, I don't think that we can ever tell someone how far back they can go. I think the only thing that we would forgive as a society is if they were a teenager.
Yes.
I think that's the only one. If they were 15, 16, putting this thing down, okay, they were a kid, they're still developing, we say, okay.
18, 19.
20, 21, 22, you start asking questions.
You're a man.
You're legally an adult.
You're legally an adult.
You are responsible for your actions.
Yes.
But as a person, you're still growing. You're still developing.
I agree with you 100%.
Yes.
I think
even your brain hasn't completed growth.
Under 25, you should always look at it with a side eye.
Exactly.
Yeah, you should not take it on face value.
That's what I
under
was thinking,
25.
honestly. Like, instead of the numbers we used, 25 and 20, those were the numbers that we still realized that we were dumb.
That's one point. Another point was his apology. Because in the apology, he said, everyone's judging me by a younger me. And if I could go back, I would, talk to younger me or something like that. I don't remember the exact apology.
Okay.
And I don't want to put words in his mouth. Now, the question became, all right, you now are pro-Saudi. Back then, you had problems with Saudi. There was a bunch of comments that you did on Twitter that people caught. This is what we saw from you. We don't know if this is what we saw from you, I wouldn't know what's happening behind the scene, right? Now, the question was where number one was going. What changed your mind?
Has it been changed?
Has it been changed? Could it be exactly what number one said? Oh, right now I'm on this side, and this side is what pays for my livelihood, and I have an incentive to be pro since I am on this side. Because you don't change your hate for nothing.
Yes. I have a severe example that I think can be used as a good case study here. Back in the day, when Twitter was fun,
the good old days.
The good old days.
There was a certain incident that went viral about another non-Saudi person at Al Janadriya. I'm not sure if you know of it. This person was Al Janadriya and he was selling kibda. And back in the day, it was segregated still. So you had females on one day, males on one day. So there was some action back in the day, and he was basically told to leave. Again, I'm not taking sides. I'm just relaying the information as it was.
When you say action,
again, back in the day, كان في تميل ما كان في تميل, but these things happened back in the day. حركات معرض الكتاب.
Yeah, today's Women's Day. Get out of here.
Yeah. لا هو يبيع كبدة.
I know.
So our little liver seller, Kibda man, went on a tirade on, I believe it was either Geek or Twitter. Either way, it got out.
I think it was Geek.
Yeah. And he used some very, very, very vulgar language to describe the country and the females. Basically saying, in no uncertain terms, and I'm using it the light way. He said it in a much worse way. Basically قال ما لي شغل ربوا بناتكم. He didn't say it that nicely. He used the vulgar expression that you would imagine.
Okay.
Twitter went ablaze back in the day, hashtag or whatever. ماتت السالفة. أخونا بالله مسك منصب.
Okay.
طلعوا التغريدات القديمة قلت hey,
weren't you that guy?
Weren't you that asshole who said the bad things about our
women,
our sisters and mothers?
And then what happened?
What do you think happened?
He got fired?
Of course he did.
Okay.
Because again, that is a toxic association. You can't walk that back.
Well, see, that's the thing.
You're jumping through my topics, right? I'm gonna get to that topic, right? But still, I want to go back to the one. Why did you change your mind? You said you are changed now. Where did the change happen?
Yeah, I'm using that as a example here. This guy changed his mind, but I will tell you quite
Frankly.
quite frankly, he changed it because, hey, I gotta get that cheddar.
Exactly.
That example, because that hate, that vulgarity is something within you. It didn't come
Out of anger.
out of anger. It comes from something within you. You don't have to use that vulgarity when basically you're told, hey, رح بيتكم. That was something boiling up, and that doesn't go away. So with Hatim's case, again,
So we're not going to get into how Hatim, we don't know Hatim.
we don't know.
we don't know Hatim.
That's
Yes.
one part. One part I want to highlight is I don't know any of these people, and all I know is what blew up on social media because of one instance where he said one thing or whatever it was. So for me, I think one thing that we need to consider here is how harshly critical the court of public opinion is, right? And when people decide to go and look for something, then they're going to find something. That sense of trying to inflame an issue or start an issue, like, hey, look at what this guy said. Honestly, sometimes it feels like a witch hunt.
Yeah. Plus, our people, they either don't or wish not to understand sarcasm.
That's another part
That's
of
a
it.
big.
That's another part of it.
That's a big part.
another one.
So that's another part of it. And I can tell you, when you go and you're looking through somebody's 10-year-old tweets and you're like, haha, I found one instance where you said this stupid fucking thing. And you start using that as a firebrand to attack this guy and bring him down. Honestly, for me, it's I'm not going to say some people don't deserve it because some people are genuinely, you have that sense
Malicious.
of malicious, exactly, that malicious intent. But another part of it is, hey, again, I don't know these guys. Maybe some things are bigger than others in terms of you going out and being crass and vulgar and using that kind of language. And maybe some other things are like, hey, just like this guy he did a stupid thing.
Yeah, that example I used is something that is unambiguous. You can't really interpret
exactly.
any
That's not
other
a
way.
stupid thing. That's you being a dick, actively,
But this case, it's like how much of it is his being sarcastic, how much of it is being responding to stupidity with his stupidity. So because here's the thing, our people on Twitter, they're kind of dicks.
Yes.
No, but again,
so if you're being a dick to a person who is being a dick to you, in the same way he's being a dick back to you, are you justified in being a dick back to him? I said the term dick a lot.
Yeah. But again, another idea or point here for me.
You just must be hungry or something. Anyway, sorry.
Another idea.
I was waiting for it.
What
don't fall in the trap. Is the separation between the court of public opinion and the actual legal system? Like, is it okay for us to socially hound someone out of a job? Is that acceptable? At the end of the day, there is a legal system that is,
there's no such thing as hounding a person out of their job.
I mean,
your employer chooses to fire you if they believe it's not worth it.
Inflaming opinion.
We'll get to that one.
Inflaming opinion against someone, for some perceived injustice against one group or another. I'm not saying
there's nothing that Hatim can come out and say that people will be like, oh, okay. Because from that tweet to where he is today, you don't know the changes that happened.
Exactly. That's exactly my point.
So it could have been, at one point he realized, okay, you know what? I actually love being here. I actually love this country, love these people. And I've been born and raised here.
Yeah. But again, that's going to be with him, I think, because some of the tweets, you have to look at them and just say, Yeah, because
I'm with you. Also, another thing, let's keep in mind, a lot of people don't like Thmanyah.
Yes.
So again, that's the people with the agenda that are looking for a reason.
They're not only getting attacked by people, they're also getting attacked by people who have their own agenda.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to say. The timing is very curious.
Yeah.
In what sense?
Oh, rebranding, announcement, new platform. Oh, look what you guys have.
There's a big media splash about you guys. Hey, how about we bring this up and just
exactly,
tear the PR
because the man's been there for a minute. No one said anything.
Yeah.
So this is a coordinated ninja sneak
attack. We don't know. We
don't know. And again, we're not going to engage in speculation. But I used to be employed briefly in a company that through some perception and brand issues rebranded.
How interesting.
Yeah, it rebranded.
I want to say it so bad. Sorry.
Yeah, no, please don't.
Keep going.
Yeah, but the rebrand, again, there is no public link or association with the old brand.
Mm.
It is basically, it was literally incorporated as a new company.
Okay.
But the moment it went live on socials, people in the comments were, "Yay, we remember you, that old company that did the bad things and we don't like."
Mm.
So you're forced to say, "Wait a minute, how the hell do they know this? Nobody knows this. I, who was employed in the company, only knew it after I signed."
Mm.
Who leaked it?
Who leaked it? And the funny thing is, who directed it? Because it came in waves right after the announcement.
So there's always going to be, some associations that you can't wash off. Is that what you're saying?
No, the point I'm trying to make here is that
There are coordinated attacks.
and there will be people who are out to get you.
Which on social media is everybody trying to get
Yes.
everybody else, basically.
And adding to that, that puts Thmanyah in a very, very bad position. Thmanyah only has two options. One, say, okay, this is hurting our brand, so we're going to release these employees in order for us to gain trust back with the audience.
Mm.
And this is what any corporate company would do. This is just trying to reduce risks and damages.
Mm. Damage limitation.
Damage control.
Mm.
But Thmanyah can also be in a place saying, you know what? We've been here longer than you guys. We know him on the inside more than you guys do. And because of that, we do entrust that whatever was said was back in the day doesn't represent who he is today.
Doesn't reflect his views, doesn't
Reflect. This is something personal.
Mm.
Has nothing to do with the business. And they can make that stance and say, you know what? We are a different company, as they always preach.
Mm.
And the way how they handle things is different than everybody else. So if they really believe in those people and say, you know what? No, this was them back in the day. It's not them today. So we'll stand by them. You might get dented, but you're also taking a stand saying, you know what? We are not the norm.
Mm.
So would Thmanyah be Thmanyah, or would Thmanyah be influenced to make a different decision?
I mean, you are talking about a company that was purchased by another entity. So obviously that other entity will have
A saying.
or an influence over proceedings. We don't know to which extent, to how
We
far.
don't know
it could
what
be
control
advisory,
does
yeah,
SRMG have
yeah,
on them.
exactly.
I think from what it looks like, SRMG have been happy to let them, be themselves, because they've been squeaky clean before they even came along with SRMG.
And even now, like with the release of the digital platform, like this is also a step forward in their growth and evolution as a media company. So it's when you look at it from afar, it's murky waters, so you don't know what's going on. Basically, you had a positive event that just went out and was had some dirt thrown in it just to make it more negative, right? So I look at Thmanyah as a company that has really done something different, at least in the media landscape. For me, they've got a lot more people into digital media or new media by providing a lot of good content for a lot of good people. And if this guy was a part of building it, and he's the person that they trust and can rely on, then it's a decision for them to make.
He said a lot of things, but said nothing. You just went back to they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, no. It's again, we don't know this guy. We don't know how far he was involved in the building of the company.
Yeah, no, but how does that
That's what I'm
reflect on Thmanyah?
Yeah.
Mm.
This is the question.
I understand social media. Again, you can only be cancelled by your base. And you're only as cancelled as your next project. The idea that these people are influencing Thmanyah's decision is so far true up until Thmanyah allows it to be influential. It is completely Thmanyah's decision whether or not they buckle.
So don't be hounded down by the mob.
No, here's the thing. A lot of the time, if you're talking about quote unquote cancellation, it's a lot of the time it's overreaction to a hashtag or overreaction to a series of tweets. And I hate to be cliched, but the best solution most of the time is just ignore it, take the L and move on.
People find something else to talk about soon enough.
They will.
And people forget.
I think they'll be able to tell based on their analytics. If the data shows that there's a drop, then okay, maybe we need to take action. If it's a steady drop, you say, never mind. If it's what
Something
it is,
drastic.
you'll be fine. And I'm sure that they already have episodes they already recorded
Yeah.
with him. So I think when those episodes are out, we'll have better an idea. Let's not look at the noise that's happening around it. Let's see what happens after the noise stops.
I will make an educated guess as a marketing man person.
Go ahead.
Your major metric for a media company, in Thmanyah's case, is its views.
Mm-hmm.
Views and engagements are two very different things. A lot of the time, you'd have massive views and substantially less engagement. Because a lot of people, the majority of people, when they watch a YouTube video, they don't even bother and check with the comments. They don't even write a comment. And the majority of people who write comments, how can I say this? They're not well.
They're not all right in the head.
That's a very general statement.
Have you written a comment in your life?
He barely sits on YouTube.
Yeah, once or twice maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How about how long have you been watching YouTube?
But I don't think I've ever written a comment on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Somewhere else, but not on YouTube.
So the people who are making
Hold on, sorry. Google Maps.
News
Review?
articles. News
Yeah,
articles. Probably. Or
go
something.
away.
Yeah.
Weirdo.
Reddit.
Weirdo.
So the people who are making an effort.
Did you ever leave a Google review? Hang on, wait a minute. Let's go back here. Is that what you do? Is that what you
No,
do?
it's not what I do. It's not what I do.
Are you what? But if you don't like him, you're going to leave a bad review.
No. If I don't like you, I'm not going to waste my time with you.
Obviously, okay, you're not going to send some online hate their way.
Look, there's a lot of people that sit there and tell me, hey, please give us a Google review, like right now. I'm like, okay.
I don't accept that.
I accept that all the time because the second hour I gotta go back and delete it.
Don't
force me.
Don't pressure me. Don't
Exactly,
pressure
don't
me.
force me.
No, give me like a nice QR code and ask me nicely. Oh, if you like our food.
Mr. Adil
Yes.
is representing the median viewer. They don't give a shit. They just want their content, or in his case, the foodies.
Yeah.
So the people who are writing comments are predisposed to be insane assholes.
That's فاضية.
No, well, okay, why would you write a comment?
ناس فاضية.
Why would you write a comment?
لأنك فاضي.
Not much like فاضي. Something moved you enough that you wanted to put a comment.
You got tilted.
So you
Okay.
caused a reaction from someone to want to write a comment. This is why you get comments. So if the comments is from the get-go is just hate on the guy without even looking into what the conversation is about, then you kind of have an idea of how your local fan base is feeling, or your international fan base, depends on what it is. I think.
But you are discounting a very essential critical element here.
What's that?
Abdul. It is the presence of that creature known as the online troll. The online troll does not give a shit.
Yeah,
Again,
but are you basing it off of online trolls?
No, but
No,
again,
you're basing it off your data. Are my numbers up or down?
but again, we're talking about comments and negativity, and we're talking about people who are predisposed or to cause mass chaos online for whatever fucking reason.
But you as a company, if this person is an asset to you, do you give up that asset based on other people, how they feel and they think?
Well,
That's the thing.
we go,
comments don't matter. Views do.
Okay, see, the average Thmanyah listener, okay, if I have to describe them, and I don't mean this in any negative way, but
They drink Starbucks and have bracelets.
okay.
I don't think that's average.
Mr. Peanut. You know Mr. Peanut?
Yes.
I know,
Yes.
you know, hold on.
I wasn't that off. I wasn't that far off till I asked.
Okay. No,
I wasn't that far off. That was my second guess.
I'm gonna show you Mr. Peanut. Hold on.
he sounds like a guy with a mustache.
No, wait.
Close.
No,
Yeah.
he's not even close. Hold
Does
on.
he have a cane?
Hold on.
Yes.
Yes, this is Mr. Peanut.
Okay, there we go. I was thinking of Mr. Peanut. Okay.
This is how, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but this is how like an average, like, Thmanyah
It's not a bad
listener
analogy.
feels like.
That's not a bad analogy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They all feel like they're the upper echelon.
Fancy, sophisticated. Okay.
So the average viewer already thinks he's above this kind of bullshit. So he would think rationally when it comes to, judging Thmanyah.
because he is consuming rational media
Exactly.
made by rational people.
Exactly.
But Adil,
Brainwashing.
But Adil,
So hold on. So I think
Communications, by the
this
way.
is why they would rather give it some time before making a decision, seeing how their actual real core fan base feel compared to the online trolls that just jumped on the hashtag because this guy Maho Minno, la 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 la.
Which makes sense. Don't
Yes.
act on emotion, act on data, act
Exactly.
on logic, act on cold, hard facts, basically.
Never make permanent decision
And
based on temporary feelings.
yeah, exactly.
correct.
Never make decisions when you're emotional, basically.
But
That's literally what you said.
the question here, Adil, you've described them as Mr. Peanut, but I have a different metric for sophistication of a listener.
What?
Do they pronounce it development or development?
Okay, all right, you're an idiot. Anyway, can we move on?
Yes.
So we solved Thmanyah.
Yes. Problem. Next
Yes,
one.
of course.
Next one, Sherlock.
This is what we did.
This is the number one podcast in the world right now.
I am number one.
Yes, this is number
On
one.
the number one podcast.
Anyway, good luck, y'all. We're watching. And if you need anyone to reply to those comments, I'm here.
Fadi. Once again. No.
My Arabic is a little bit weak, but I got you.
He can do comments.
I got you. You don't need to worry about that.
Click by click.
Anyway, off to other things.
We have other things.
I would like to say yes, but there's something that happened with some Café, the number one.
Yes.
Yeah, can get into it while I look for something else here. Tell me the story, bro.
That's the story.
Once upon a time.
Saudi Arabia is what we call a tribal society.
Oof, nice introduction.
So a tribal society is known for being tribal. And tribalism is a bad thing. In case you were curious.
Why is that?
Because we used to fight over my tribe is better than your tribe.
Okay.
So in the latest incident of let's keep that shit in the past.
Okay, I love this segment.
Yes. I think should be a new segment. Let's keep that shit in the past.
Okay, that needs a sound, honestly.
All right, keep going.
So there was a cafe that recently opened.
Okay.
And a certain number of influencers of a certain tribe, which must not be named.
Why? We can name them.
I don't wanna.
Oh, you're afraid?
I'm afraid they're my tribe.
Oh, that's actually true. Now I can't reveal it. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so keep going.
So they said, hey, my probable relative in my tribe.
My peoples.
My peoples is.
My peoples.
My peoples is.
Yes.
My people's.
فتح الكافيه هذا. تعال تقهوى ولا انت الخمة. Or something along those lines.
Yes. If you're one of us, then you
Yes.
have to come and support us.
سوي شيلة.
So we share that.
No, but isn't that like somebody just inviting
No, this is called إثارة نعرات.
No, but I'm inviting my extended family here, am I not?
Well, not you see, it's not your really extended family. You're calling on your tribe to come, and if you're one of us, all of you have to come here.
One of us.
So that was the problem, you think?
Yeah, that is a problem.
That is a
Okay.
problem. That's
Yeah.
a major problem.
Yeah.
And thankfully, the news came out in تم القبض.
Yeah, he got caught.
Real quick.
Because here's the thing. Like when we say keep that shit in the past, we're not kidding when we say keep that shit in the past. Like, okay, that's fine to be proud of your heritage, proud of your
Tribe.
identity, culture, but there's a difference between being proud and being arrogant.
Or inciting.
Or not even inciting, being a supremacist. My tribe is better than your tribe. I've seen people on Twitter, again, back when it was fun,
Good old days.
dredge up things that happened a couple of centuries ago, and my tribe kicked your tribe's ass
Back in
the day.
1926.
Not even.
No, centuries, homie.
Yes, not even. Like, I'm looking at this like, you have Goku avatars and you're fighting about this.
Somebody needs to uphold the standard, right?
That's not a standard. This is, again,
Come on, bringing tribal bullshit to Twitter. Seriously.
That's where, dude, do you not remember the good old days of Twitter?
I remember the good old
That's
days
where
of
the
Twitter.
tribal bullshit,
This is why
went to-
laws have been passed
Well, that's what I'm saying.
to stop that.
Yeah, back then, you
Yes.
had no rules and you had everybody just slinging mud at everybody else. And the rules that came into place a couple of years ago, I think,
yeah, again, the thing is,
or the laws.
you, our non-Saudi listeners, you do not understand how this shit was a problem back in the day.
Bro, our
Expand on that.
non-Arab listeners have
Non-Arab,
no clue what a tribe is.
non-Arab
They
listeners,
don't know their cousins.
non-Saudi listeners. The thing is, like, we do not make jokes about the stuff because this thing,
It's real.
it's real and it can escalate into violence.
Oh, yeah.
We've had that several incidents back in the day where people took things too far. Are you familiar with with muhawarat?
Yes.
So muhawarat listeners are the Saudi tribal versions of poetry slams, But
Poetry slams.
yes, this is what they are. But you have one poet from tribe X, one poet from tribe Y, and they just
Compete.
they would diss each other.
And sometimes it goes too far.
Okay.
And then machine guns pop up
Yes.
Oh, wait.
for the funds.
So the dissing is a pre-recorded dissing?
No,
Pre-recorded.
they're
This is live.
They're in
Yeah,
front of
as in
each other.
pre-
Yes,
because
they're
the
literally in front of each other with each one's tribe right behind.
Yeah, I guess the pre-written. This is.
I don't know. Like
Of course, it's gonna be pre-written. It's
I
like,
don't
yo, let me drop this freestyle.
Well, I don't know.
Shit.
I don't
It's
think
like
the
gonna
logistics of the issue matter.
I know, right?
Okay.
Bro, you always ask the dumbest
I'm
question.
just curious how this works, honestly.
يا أخي أسئلة وجودية في المقطع.
مرة, bro.
Okay.
So that would escalate into violence. So
And the machine guns would come out and people would get shot.
yeah,
Yes,
and
that's
again,
what happens.
Yeah.
it enters a cycle of violence. هذا ذبح ولد عمي أنا بذبح ولد عمه. هذا ذبح ولد عمي عشان ذبحت ولد عمه بذبح ولد عمه.
So the old problem of tribes since time immemorial just replicated with modern technology.
Yeah, it's almost like we should leave that shit in the past.
Full circle.
Anyway, speaking of leaving things in the past, L'Oreal CEO said something interesting.
Who?
Would you
Who?
like- L'Oreal.
The cosmetics company.
Thank you. Look at you being a good boy.
Mm.
She taught you well.
I understand capitalism. Yes.
Yeah, أشهد.
L'Oreal CEO didn't hold back.
Mm.
Speaking at the World Economic Forum in Davos this week, L'Oreal CEO discussed his belief that in-office work is crucial to both employee well-being and company culture.
Mm.
He stressed the importance of collaboration and socializing, saying, I think it's vital to be in the office. It's about serendipity. It's about meeting people. He went on to add that mental health of remote employees who work from small homes and raise young children would benefit from being in the office a few times each week.
Mm.
While his comments may come across anti-WFH, where is it? He did also support a 3-day work week
Mm.
hybrid schedule,
Okay.
right?
Mm.
So what this man was trying to say, like, listen, okay, we don't need to go back full time into work,
But it is important.
but it is important. Now, it depends where you work and what do you do.
Okay.
Some jobs, I would agree that there should be a hybrid system
Mm.
where some days you'll be in the office, some days you can be at home. And other jobs, you benefit from being in a home. For example, a creative job.
Okay.
If you are creative, it's easy for you to work better in your own environment than to work in a random environment.
Counterpoint.
Go ahead, ma'am.
If we are able to consider his first point in terms of building company culture and that spirit of collaboration, I don't agree with the word serendipity. I don't think that's where you find.
It's okay. He's a CEO speaking. Don't worry about
you
that.
find this in a rainy night in Paris, under the Eiffel Tower. This
Yes.
is where you find serendipity.
Serendipity.
Yeah, but in the office, you do need to build that team spirit. At the end of the day, you need to learn how to work with other people. You need to learn how to work with your team. And doing that from home all the time is not going to be able to allow you to build that rapport. So, for me, the 3-day work week, obviously, yes, please. But I do agree with the hybrid approach. Sometimes you do need to be in the office, sometimes you don't.
Okay. Thank you for just, I don't know, saying nothing.
He had the point. Like, okay, yes, do come to the office, but 3-day work week, hey, you're not doing your whole week spending at the office and wasting it there. But you do need to be there to have that spirit of we are working together towards a thing.
Here's the thing. Office work nowadays, if you have a laptop and everything you need to do is on your laptop, there is no logical explanation why you have to be in the office other than what he said, socializing, maintaining a good working culture. Let's be honest.
Which is important.
And let's be honest, the underlying current in his statement was to keep an eye on you as well.
Yeah.
Like to be aware that the work is being done. Because here's the thing, Shamsi and Sister Adel.
Which is also important for the work to be done.
We've been in an office environment. We've all witnessed people who, even though they're in the office, they spend most of their days
Not working.
Not working.
Mm.
Either they're just screwing around on the internet, walking around and socializing, ولا ساحبين على أم الشغل.
Okay.
Imagine that without even the fig leaf of being in the office, just being at work. At
At home.
At home.
If he didn't do shit at work, why would he do shit at home?
Exactly.
Exactly. So that's not gonna work.
Yeah. So the idea here is this is just corporate speak for like, yay, I want to keep an eye on you, which is again fine. It is you.
And fair. I'm paying you.
Yeah, you're an employer
For a reason.
Again, I'm paying you and I'm expecting certain things from you. But the issue here that I'm seeing a lot is that there is becoming, our employees are providing less and less leeway for people to maintain a proper work-life balance with that. Like, how many workplaces are employing mothers with young or maybe newborns?
Very far and few.
Yeah. But how many people have to dip out of work just to get their kids from school or what have you?
Majority of Saudi.
Yeah. The idea, like the work day is from 9 to 5. Most school days let out at 1. So if both mom and dad are working, it's gonna be a difficult thing to maintain that balance with the kid as well. So you have to give and take, if that makes sense. A lot of the issues that I've seen when it comes to that is that so many employees, if they had the option of having what they call flex time, not even flexible days, just okay, fine. If I come early, let me leave early so I can just manage my stuff. But the bigger issues that I've felt more and more is that it's not so much the work week itself, it's just the work hours. Like, I don't have control on that. That's what making me an issue here.
The other thing that also, if my whole team is working from home, it means I do not have any personal relationships with them.
That's my point. Yeah.
Okay? Which means I can judge them solely on their work.
You're taking the counterpoint.
Exactly.
You're keeping it completely professional.
Exactly. Some jobs, most jobs, you just need to keep it professional. You don't need to really build a relationship with your team, or you need to build a relationship with your manager.
Well,
But
when
it
we
helps.
talk about
But-
creative jobs, مثلا,
But
It helps.
it helps a lot in order for you to know your manager
understand
and
them
to
as a
build a
person.
relationship with
Yeah.
them, right?
Mm.
That does play a role in how you might be, looked at.
True.
Even when it comes to terms of promotion. I'm judging you based on your work. I'm not judging on does he work well with the team?
Mm.
You know, I don't need to worry about that anymore. Why? Because now I'm just looking, are they delivering? Okay, these two are now working together. Okay, but this guy doesn't work with this guy. Let me try him with this guy.
Mm.
And then you start weeding out all the problems in your department because you're looking at it just professionally. Is the work moving? Why is it stopping? What problems happens in my team? You are no longer connected to them on a personal level.
Mm.
So you don't need to worry about them if they had kids. You don't need to worry about them if they're sick. You're like, yo, I needed to work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Is that a good thing?
It depends.
And for me, I don't think that's a healthy thing, right? Again, maybe it depends on the industry, depends on the
Exactly.
environment.
That's what I'm
yes.
trying to tell you. It depends.
But
Plus, we have to admit
you do want to be working in a place where
Yeah.
people at least accept and appreciate, or at least accommodate. For
we have to be very honest here, and we're privileged enough where we have that option. But again, there are industry jobs and physical labor that's not even an option.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to be at work because that is the only way you can work.
Chill, لازم chill.
لازم تشيل.
Mm.
The button has to be pressed.
Exactly.
Oh, well, I thought it was interesting. I think a hybrid is the best way to go for everybody.
Well, here you're at least having the compromise of giving the corporates what they want and giving the employees the flexibility of not being tied down, you know.
And if you have a big department, you can let half of it take the first 3 days and the other half the last 3 days.
Less
You can balance it out.
less space to rent, you know, less costs. Yeah, there's ways to balance it.
That's actually true.
Yeah.
That's actually true. Anyways,
Balance, يا بدور.
balance.
Balance.
Anything else that happened recently? I'm trying to go through this. Oh, the holiday.
Yeah.
What happened with the holidays, y'all?
Standards once again, yeah, Jama'a, are coming into place.
People are mad.
So
Why
if
are they
they're-
mad?
Because now the official holidays for Eid have been standardized across the government sector, a maximum of 5 days.
not 6, 5 or 5 or 6.
I
5
believe
working days, I think.
5 working days.
Yeah.
So you get 1 week.
Okay.
Again, as Mr. Private Sector person,
Mm.
I wasn't aware that long Eid holidays were a thing أصلاً of 2 weeks and more because I was pushing عجلة التنمية.
Good on you.
Yeah, but again, عادل, maybe educate me here. Like, what was the average when it came to the holidays in the government sector?
10, 12 days.
Yeah, you had 10 days.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, there was a vibe, bro. They had a lot of fun.
And this is pre-Ramadan.
Yeah, this is
During
all
Hajj.
Eids. All Eids, you got
Yeah.
days. That's why, like, a lot of our boys who work in specific government sectors, after Ramadan, they're gone for another vacation. That's a good 15 days.
Mm.
And then you add a couple of days from your balance, you get a good 20.
Mm.
Ugh. 2 vacations a year? Woo.
That's a nice
That's
break.
a nice one.
Yeah.
It's a nice one.
But now, عجلة التنمية beckons.
5 days.
Yeah.
So you have a week now.
No, and then it makes working with everybody else easier, right? خلاص, I know when everybody starts and ends. I don't have to deal and worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I hate calling people up and be like, yeah, he didn't come to work today.
Exactly.
He's still on vacation.
لسه مأجزين. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that does happen, you know.
The after Eid and before Eid cycle shortened significantly, I think.
True. Also that.
Because here's the thing, like anybody who's been working in Saudi for some time understands that before Eid and after Eid, it's a good 6 weeks
Mm.
or 8 weeks where basically everything crawls to a standstill
Basically.
because either people take a holiday before Eid or a holiday after Eid to combine it into a super duper Pro Max holiday.
Pro Max.
And really, if you're one of the people there who's in the trenches and still working and only took the official holiday, it sucks having to wait because Flan or Alan are taking 2 additional weeks
Exactly.
off because they could.
For now, كلنا سواسية. Everybody has to abide by the same rule book. Which I don't think that's a bad thing, honestly.
It's not. It's,
Yeah, I don't
it's
think it's a
healthy
bad
for
thing,
us.
yeah.
It's healthy for our economy.
Yeah, it keeps things more streamlined.
You know what I hope is a more positive development from this? People are encouraged to spread out their vacations more during the year instead of
Relying on Eid.
instead of waiting on the big one and then adding a couple of more weeks to it for like an obscene amount of leave.
For me, I enjoy that one long vacation.
Yeah, I do too.
Give me 40, 50 days, bro. Don't talk to me.
دلعني.
Let me come back to you fresh, new, brand new person.
Let me go boating.
Let me go do anything I want.
Yeah,
Don't bother me for a while. Let me live life.
I took 3 weeks off and did nothing, and I can tell you it is very much
Satisfying.
very recommended. And not traveling.
The wheel beckons, number one.
Yeah, I pushed the wheel hard enough.
Yeah, Malik.
The wheel crushed me, so I.
Okay.
Talk about economy. Our economy has been moving smooth this last 2
Bro,
years.
we've been
Yeah.
growing, alhamdulillah, at a
Alhamdulillah.
great rate. I think we're the top growing G20 nation in terms of the past couple of years.
I was having a conversation with one of my
8%,
boys,
something like that.
and he was like, and actually, he made a very good point. The Minister of Economics and Planning, His Excellency Faisal Ibrahim, that man, you don't see him, but things are moving.
That's somebody who's exactly. You don't need to see him as long as things are moving. That's the whole point.
Every time you see him,
the work
you see him only
speaks.
at major announcements.
Yeah, the work speaks. The work speaks, exactly. And alhamdulillah, yani, حتى looking at all the different sectors, the growth that's happening. Yeah, bro, look at how
Yeah.
big.
I don't
You know,
even
he's
know what
amazing.
I don't even know what he looks like.
You see,
That-
we were lucky to meet him. We met him a couple of years ago, right? Amazing man, and so down to earth. And when you meet him, you just feel like he's just one of the boys, right? And then watching him work just in silence and hitting it every single time. And every time you see him, like we saw him recently for something that he signed with Wave, and before that we saw them at the Expo 2030 announcement, right? Like you only see him at the key moments, and he's just very down low, very slick, delivers and just disappears again.
That's when it matters, honestly, right? Like when I'm letting you know that, hey, this big thing is happening, be aware that something is going to change. There's a change in the ecosystem that's happening.
Like every time I see him signing something, I'm like, okay, I need to pay attention
Exactly.
because he came out.
Exactly. That's exactly
Like
it.
the Minister of Economics and Planning, ladies and gentlemen. Like
There's
our
a-
economy is there.
There's the economy announcement.
He's planning the economy.
Yes, as we speak.
Shout out to him. Shout out to the whole Ministry of Economics. Well, we've never given them much love, even though they've been so silent and just cruising, bro.
No, alhamdulillah. Yani, حتى
Alhamdulillah.
the growth we're seeing now is a
something
result of that.
something real G's, something lasagna.
Yes,
Something
I agree. Real G's do move like
something
that.
silence.
Real G's move in silence like lasagna.
Yes,
He didn't want to say it wrong.
I
That's why he didn't want to say it wrong. He knew he was not going to say it right.
Anyways, that was fun.
That was fun. بس يعني الصراحة combination with the
Bro, leave my shades alone.
I honestly I fucks with them. I do. Yeah.
Because you can't wear them. That's why. It doesn't fit on your head.
توني بسألك. Wait, no, it's too big for my face. That's why.
It's too big for your face.
Yeah, I'm not bald.
Your
man.
face is too big for.
No, because the baldness kind of really
If it's
accentuated
too
by the
small
baldness.
for him, if it's too small for him, imagine how small it is for me.
No, you can't wear nothing, bro.
Until
I
don't
know,
do shades.
I know. Like it's.
Do you even have shades?
I
No,
do.
he gets actual real car tint and just wraps it around his head.
No, I do.
No,
But
I thought he saw black papers, right?
Black
He does
papers.
like it.
I have glasses, and when I look at them and I open them, like they're at a weird angle.
Exactly like
What's-
this.
Okay, what's
They're
the,
almost 360 degrees. Back,
what's the most? What would you say is the most like fashionable or stylish item you own? I'm curious.
A watch.
Don't give him ideas.
I'm not
bro.
giving my ideas. I'm just trying to
No,
guide him.
honestly, yeah, it's my one of my Rolexes.
One of the many expensive.
It's a special one.
expensive.
Some Mariner.
I don't. It's a oyster permanent.
Oyster Perpetual.
But yeah,
Does it have a date on it?
I don't remember.
Does it have a day on
It
it?
does. It tells you
think
he
so,
doesn't
yes.
wear it.
Is there a Cyclops on the side? What the date
Cyclops. He
is.
doesn't know what a cyclops
I
is.
don't know what a Cyclops is.
Does it have the date on top?
I don't remember.
See, exactly. He doesn't even know, bro.
I have a very nice PC.
There's colors when the band's wing is.
Yo. I told you Rolex. I knew it was gonna be a watch. I know for a fact it's gonna be a watch.
Let's go home.
Because it's either a watch or it's gonna be a pen.
I don't have a pen. No.
All right.
Because he doesn't write anything. He's not smart, bro.
There's a beautiful Rolex pen right behind you.
Don't give him ideas again. See
I'll
where
show
you
it to you in a
get.
minute. Anyway, thank you for joining us. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for being here. Episode 243, yada, yada, yada. Words.
Peace,
Vibes.
peace. Pass the
Peace,
caps on
peace.
all socials.
See y'all soon. We'll be back next week. We good?
Yes, we good.
Peace.
Peace.